Hey everyone, Steve here from CELTAHelper.com, and today I've got a video that I probably should have done a long time ago, but I wanted to give you some tips on preparing for the CELTA, and it's really easy if you just follow this advice. Before I get into that, I just want to say that if you are preparing for the CELTA, then check out the free ebook I've written on the link below. So back to how to prepare for your CELTA. Look, it's really quite easy, okay? A lot of people are saying, oh, should I read this book? Should I read that book? Do I need to do this? Right. First thing, just think about you and your background. For example, your experience. Do you have teaching experience? Yes or no? Have you actually studied languages in any detail or anything like that? Maybe undergraduate. That's what I did. I did an undergraduate degree in modern languages, and I did a module of TESOL, so I had a bit of knowledge. I actually was very poor at preparing for myself, I should add, so it's ironic that I'm doing this. But the main thing is probably what you've already done in the past is something you know enough about. What I would say, the key to it all is to follow the fear. I'm not sure where I've got that phrase from. It sounds like some buzz phrase you hear people talking online or whatever, but I think it's a good one because you only need to do really, or to look into what makes you worried. For example, does the thought of standing up in front of a group of people who can barely speak English and trying to teach them about the present perfect tense sound terrifying? Because if it does, then you should probably look at verb tenses or grammar. Maybe get a book. I'm not saying you really need to at this point, but look into it. Okay. However, if the thought of just standing up in front of people, as in just being a teacher and presenting, delivering information sounds terrifying, then maybe look into something else. Maybe look at classroom management. So really just think about what is the scariest bit for you in terms of CELTA preparation. There's all kinds of stuff. Obviously, you have to do the teaching, you have to do the assignments, you have to know the grammar to some extent, not a huge amount, and you have to know some things about language. So if you go to Google and just Google the Cambridge CELTA syllabus, it's quite easy to find. It's a PDF from the official Cambridge website, and there's a syllabus there. It tells you the main components. Just have a quick look through. Another one I forgot to say is academic writing. If you don't have to do it to a high level, but if the thought of writing a few references or something like that is really scary, maybe you're a non-native speaker, you're not confident in your writing, then have a look into that side of things. Okay, there's all kinds of angles you can look at it, but you only need to look at what is scary for you. That's the simplest guide I can give you. Okay, as I said, follow the fear. Can't make it any easier. And you don't need to over prepare, by the way. One thing I would say is that some people like to go in 110% reading, like detailed grammar teaching books. I gotta be honest, most of the worst books I've ever had to use are written by English language teachers. Most of them are awful. They're overly complex. Many of them just want to make things make themselves feel better and more intelligent, and they're frustrated linguists or researchers, I don't know, but I wouldn't read into it. You don't need that level of information for a CELTA, even to be a teacher. Okay, a lot of the time there are some really good books, don't get me wrong, but I think Jim Scrivener writes some really nice, clear, but also pitched well, some books that are just at the right level. Okay, so Scrivener is one that I always recommend. I think it's Teaching English Grammar. Again, I can never remember the titles off the top of my head, but don't get too lost in the preparation side, because at the end of the day, a lot of the grammar points, let's say if you want to teach them, I would recommend more of a just-in-time learning approach, whereby if you're going to have to teach, let's say, the past continuous versus the past simple that week, you can do most of the learning for it that week. Now, I'm not saying all of the learning. It's good to have that foundation knowledge, but you don't need a super in-depth knowledge before you start either. Just some kind of foundation. So that would be what I would say. All right. If you've got any questions, leave them below. And yeah, if you've got a long time to go before your course as well, don't think that you should go hell for leather on trying to read everything there is under the sun. It will just seep out of your brain. You won't remember it anyway because you've got to be practicing it. However, unless I take that back, unless you are already teaching and you are able to practice it, then that's different. But if you're someone who's new to teaching, you're not able to practice, or you haven't found a way to practice it, you're probably going to forget a lot of it. So I wouldn't go too heavy on the reading, but some choice subjects, a bit of background reading, and then some kind of foundation is probably all that you need. And yeah, do that and you should be well on your way to preparing very well for the CELTA. And also, if you want any more articles and things like that on the CELTA, check out CELTAHelper.com. I try and keep it light, the opposite of what I said about these people who write these really horrible books that are just overly complex. Try and keep things simple, nice and easy and digestible. Also subscribe to this channel, of course, if you want more from CELTA Helper TV on YouTube, and give us a thumbs up, and hopefully I'll speak to you again soon. Good luck on your CELTA journeys. Bye.